to bring out to the stage a friend of mine and a dear maestro in our community. Jorge Santiago Arce comes from Belgica in Ponce, Puerto Rico, a working class neighborhood. Eso. And this is an internationally acclaimed actor, musician, dancer, performer, artista, also a community and cultural historian and educator and researcher. Yes. Can we give a round of applause for all of that? And he's here to share with us the evolution and the importance of the música from the Afro-Caribbean community. And so what he's going to be doing today is sharing a participatory storytelling event and also a theatrical representation from an excerpt of his production, This Is How the Drums Were Made in the Caribbean. Please welcome to the stage, por favor, un aplauso para Jorge, el maestro, Jorge Santiago Arce.
Ha llegado el Dumba, ha llegado el Dumba, dominando toda la fiera. Ha llegado el Dumba, ha llegado el Dumba, ha llegado el Dumba, dominando toda la fiera. Hello, how are you doing? Good evening. Are you ready? Yeah, sometimes you see the artist here and the audience here, but you're going to be the artist, I'm going to be the audience, okay? Okay, but I just want to share, as Anna mentioned, an excerpt, a short story of how this drum that you say here, this conga, you say conga? Tumbadoras or timbas? Okay, those drums were made in the Caribbean. Once upon a time, imagine this fellow from Africa named Bangwa. Can you say Bangwa? He was there in Africa precisely that day with his family, sunny day, the mountains, the animals, and suddenly two big hands snatched him from there, put him in the ship in the middle of the sea, and right there his name was changed to Jack. And now Jack, with his new name, was taken down to one of the islands of the Caribbean where I come from precisely. And he was there to work in the sugarcane plantation, right? With no pay. So that day he was cutting his sugarcane with his machete. And suddenly, his master came to him. Hey, Jack, what are you doing? Why don't you take a free day and do whatever you want? Whatever. Okay, that's why we have so many carnivals and celebrations and things. So he went to his people. Hey, people, let's get over. Let's play my drum. My drum. My drum is in Africa. No. I'm not going to jump on the water. Are you crazy? So he started looking around, searching around, and suddenly he found a big barrel like this one. Remember the ships from Europe that used to carry a lot of meat, codfish. So it was kind of filthy, right? But he emptied the barrel, he shined the bottle, but he was missing something. What? The skin, the top. So he looked around, and suddenly, up there in the hill, he saw a goat. And he said to himself, I know that goat from Africa. Let me go up there and talk to her. So he went up the hill. Dum, boom, 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 boom. Whew, whew. Wow. Hey, goat, may I borrow a piece of your skin to make a drum with my barrel down there? And the goat said, meh. Hey, goat, you know something? This is the only day we can do this. We don't have too much time. They're searching for us. Okay, 10 minutes, okay? May I borrow a piece of your skin to make a drum with my barrel down there? And the goat said again, bah! Okay, let's make a deal. And suddenly, the goat ran away, and the man chased the goat. This is the goat, this is the man. He finally grabbed the goat. He took his little knife, and he took just a little piece of the skin. I'm sorry, goat. Thank you, goat. Bah, said the goat. And he took it down the hill. Boom, 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 boom. Finally, he put it on his barrel. And finally, he got the first drum in the Caribbean. Let's give a hand to the drum. Yes. He wanted to play his drum. But before doing that, he placed his hand on his chest. Do that with me, please. Place your hand and listen to your heart. No, on this side, okay. And listen to his heart. And he took his heart. He put it on his drum like this. And he combined his hands in such a way that he made up something different, a rhythm. And he was very happy with it. And suddenly, another person came with his drum. Hey, Jack, listen to me. I'm bringing my drum here, but I would love to play with you. And Jack said, hey, stop there. Before you start playing, you need to listen to me carefully. Okay, I'm going to start over, okay? And he started over. And suddenly this man said, okay, what a nice beat we have here. Let me do something on top of that. So by listening carefully, boom, and suddenly another person came with his drum. Listen to me. I'm bringing the first drum of the Caribbean. I'm sorry, Robert. I just want to play with you. And Robert said, don't worry about that. No, we just need to follow Jack with something nice that he's doing over there. Can you start over that thing? And Jack said, that thing? Oh, you insulting me. Okay, I'm going to start over, okay? You two listen to me carefully, okay? And then suddenly this man said, okay, now I'm doing something on top of that like this. Listen to it carefully, okay? So he started over. Boom, pa, boom, pa, pa, boom, pa, boom, pa, boom, pa, 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 boom, pa, 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 boom, pa. And then this man said, what a nice beat we have here. Oh, my God. Okay, let me listen to it. Tuka-tum-tum-tum. Tuka-tum-tum-tum. And he sat on his chair and carefully he got the rhythm in his body and he started doing something like this. Keep it up. And suddenly, a lot of people came, and they started to dance. And suddenly, a guy came also with them with such an attitude. And suddenly he said, can we please stop this music and dance? But Guerra! The people just kept dancing, right? And then he said, stop this music. And people stopped. And then he said, okay, I don't know why you have 3 people playing all those drums when I can play them myself. And the people said, ¿Cómo? What? And he said, okay. They don't seem to listen to me, right? What did I say? That's what I say. But what did I say? That I can play the drums by myself, right? Okay, so please, happy, okay? Okay, excuse me. Don't stop my foot. That's on your shoes, okay? Okay. Oh, please, may I borrow your drum? Thank you. Let me help you, okay? Just sit down right there. Can you take that water out so he can sit down right there? Okay, thank you. Behave. Okay, now he took the drum. He put it like this. Okay, Robert. Oh, Robert, you're so nice. Please, give me an opportunity. Thank you. Just move around. Okay, you can sit down. Go to the second line. Yeah, right there. Just sit down right there, okay? Be careful with that girl, please, okay? So he took the drum. He put it like this. Okay, Jack, you cannot do this. Anna, we have to talk to you, okay? Wake up! Okay, please, stand up. Thank you. Go around. Okay, just sit right there. Okay, careful with the stairs. Okay, now he took the 3 drums, he put it like this. Okay, Jack, I'm going to start over with you, okay? Okay, you were doing something like this, right? And Robert, you were doing something like this, right? Just correct me, okay? And then you were doing something like this. And then he said, and now people just watch me. There you go. And then he said, and now people just watch me. There you go. And then another person who wanted to join this group, on his way there, he ran into a cow. This is the cow. So he went to the cow. Hey, cow! Hey, cow, what are you doing? How are you doing? May I borrow your cowbell, please? And the cow said, no way, Joe. But finally, he convinced the cow. He borrowed the bell. Thank you, cow. He listened to his heart and just imitated his heart initially. And people were having fun with this drums and the cowbell and everything. And suddenly, another person came with just 2 sticks. Can I play my 2 sticks? Yeah. But the people looked at him and laughed at him. Ridiculous 2 sticks. And he said, listen to me. These 2 sticks are going to be the most important instruments in 2023, and I'm going to call them clave. Okay? Can you say clave? He said. Can you say clave? Now everybody clap and count. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Everybody clapping. Count it. Count loud. 1, 2. Hey, you are very excited. Come over here, yeah. Come on. Okay. Okay, there we go. And one thing to grab, look, the way to grab the clave, you just place your hand like this, like a shape, and place it right here, and then you hit it right in the center, and you get a good sound. Okay, keep doing the clave. Well, count it. Okay, I'm going to keep a couple of more claves. Okay. Okay, you are hired. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Another person to play the clave. Right there. Right there. You. Yeah. Yeah, you. Yeah. Volunteer. Come. Yes. Take this one. Yeah. Okay. Now, when I do this, the director signal, we stop. Okay, stop. Yes, just this. And now everybody clap and count. But it's important to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Clap it. 2, 3, 4. Count it. 1, 2. Don't go too fast. Steady, like a clock. 2. Can you keep this calm? Yeah, volunteer. And you also come. Okay, come here. Quickly. Okay, they're watching us. Okay. Now, take the cowbell facing your audience and just do this. 1, 2, 3, and count it. 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2.
Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, you got it? Yeah. Do it. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, take this one and just do. Keep going. So, count it. 2, 3. Direct your audience. And this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I gotta go. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Follow her. Count 1. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Keep going. And now, okay, I'm going to divide this group. Okay? Great. Ready for, you're doing great. Okay, I'm going to divide this group in 2 small groups. This group is going to follow them. Your mayoress and the assistant to the mayor with the 1, 2, 3, 4. This group is going to follow here the mayor and the mayor and the mayoress of this other city. The 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Count it loud so we know when the one goes, okay? Let's do that quickly. And, okay, let's start here. 1, 2, 3. Count it loud. Count it loud. In the one, everybody. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. 1. 1, 2, 3, we back. 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And now everybody. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And we finish, okay? Okay, now I want to bring another person, another volunteer here. Another volunteer from the 1, 2 group. Yeah, okay. Come over here with this one. And I need another volunteer with this one. Okay. Another volunteer of this one. Okay. So here you want to mark the 1. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. It's like having your husband like, no, I'm kidding. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Another one here. 1, 2, 3. And that's your 1, okay? And that's your 1. Okay? You get that? And now, say bandera. Say banderita. You don't need to clap because if people are going to do everything for you, you just sing. Bandera, banderita. And then let's do it together. I'm going to be counterpointing with you, okay? 1, 2, 3 with you. Bandera, banderita. Bandera, bandera. Bandera, banderita. Bandera. Oye, mira mi bandera. Bandera, 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 bandera. Mi bandera, mi bandera. Para la libertad. Bandera, 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 bandera. Bandera, banderita. Bandera, banderita. Bandera, banderita. Bomba. Bandera, banderita. Bandera, banderita. Bandera, banderita. Everybody. Bandera, banderita. Bandera. Fuera. Everybody. Bandera. Fuera, bandera. Thank you. Give a hand to the musicians. You can place your instruments there. Thank you very much. And thank you. Give a hand to the singers. Okay. And thank you, Anna, for this presentation. Thank you, James, for this beautiful event. Thank you, all the staff, for the sound. Give a hand to the Museum of Fine Arts. To the Museum of Science. Give a hand to the Museum of Science, and it has been very special to be here with you. Thank you very much.
Wow. Can we please give one more round of applause, please? Maestro. Maestro. Wow. Well, that is just a small snippet of this production, and you can reach out to Jorge for more information if you'd like to get more information about everything that's coming up as well. I am so excited also to move us into our next conversation, or our panel conversation here. It's my great honor to introduce to you today the moderator for the evening. Cristela Guerra is an award-winning senior arts reporter at WBUR, a queer Panamanian journalist of color, a moderator who facilitates conversations around race, identity, and equity. And more recently, she's one of the 24 journalists from around the world who was awarded to be in the class of 2024 for the Neiman Foundation for Journalism at Harvard University. Yes, please give a round of applause for that. It's my great welcome to the stage, Cristela Guerra. Thank you. Oh, yeah, she snuck up behind me. I'd also like to welcome Parilla, who is a Taíno, Afro-Boricua, and award-winning choreographer. She is the founding artistic director of Danza Orgánica, the founding director of We Create Festival, the founder of Dance for Social Justice, and a interdisciplinary movement artist, educator, and community organizer. Please give a round of applause for Parilla. Gracias. And our last panelist for the evening tonight is Johnny Giraldo. Johnny Giraldo is a salsa dancer, choreographer, and educator whose passion for salsa emerged from listening to his father play EP tapes and LPs in his native Colombia. He's the co-founding director of Salsa y Control, the radio host of Ritmos Salseros, and on the board of Zoomix, which is a youth music organization in East Boston. Yes. Please give a round of applause for Johnny Giraldo. Gracias. Over to you, Cristela.
I feel so far away from you guys.
Come
like
on, a little
different
closer.
islands. No,
Cristela,
verdad?
please.
No, verdad?
I'll get a little closer too.
How's everybody doing today? Yeah? Are we good? Are we ready to talk? Do you have questions for me? Because I'm trying to come up with questions, but I think you should ask me questions so that we can make this a conversation amongst ourselves, right? Like, I don't want y'all to not participate. I think the best kind of conversation is engaged. So as we're talking, if you have thoughts, you got Slido, please submit your questions. I'm gonna read something because I feel like it's important to begin the night just letting you know where I'm at. It's called Think of Others. As you prepare your breakfast, think of others. Do not forget the pigeon's food. As you wage your wars, think of others. Do not forget those who seek peace. As you pay your water bill, think of others, those who are nursed by the clouds. As you return home to your home, think of others. Do not forget the people of the camps. As you sleep and count the stars, think of others, those who have nowhere to sleep. As you express yourself in metaphor, think of others, those who have lost the right to speak. As you think of others far away, think of yourself. Say, if only I were a candle in the dark. It's by the poet Mahmoud Darwish, and it's a very difficult moment, and I can't begin a conversation about art without acknowledging that art is inherently political, and we need to address community building because, God willing, then we're uniting people through art forms, specifically dance. I also recently lost my dad, and so admittedly, maybe I just agreed to do this tonight so I can tell you his name, which is Victor Emmanuel Guerra. He was a pediatrician. And he really loved to dance. My dad was a damn good dancer. So if you both sort of hear that poem, which I love as a sort of jumping off point, what does it look like to build community through dance, to connect like that? When you're thinking of that kind of work, you both do it, and I've seen it in different ways. So either of you can start, and we can kind of jump off from there.
Ladies first.
Thank you. Well, The first thing that comes to mind is the program that Danza Orgánica has called Dance for Social Justice. Through that program, communities invite us to it's sort of like a movement mediation. So the task is for community members from all walks of life and multi-generational diversity in all ways. So it's movement for everyone to come together and discuss issues or concerns they might be having in their community. And then we go through a curated process where we teach them dance tools, but the goal in reality is that they use those tools to express the concerns they have in their community. And so it's quite rich because we have sometimes children from 9 years old with adults of 7 years old, and they're discussing pretty intense topics that come up from what's going on in their communities. And so the dance is a way in which we bring people together to speak to one another in a language that's quite universal, the language of movement, using the body. I'm, for example, that kind of a person that I feel like my body is the best way to express myself. When I think first through movement. Sometimes I have to think after I've done the movements, when I'm choreographing. After I've done the movements, I think about what did that mean, and then I have to give it meaning after, because the body took a lead and went first.
Does it ever catch you by surprise?
Yes, it does, and those are the best moments. And I think that's coming back to the workshops of Dance for Social Justice. I think people themselves, usually it's a series of workshops. Towards the end, they can't believe they've gotten to that place, both as a community, because it makes them closer. And so essentially they come up with the concern in the community, they create movement, they propose solutions, way of addressing it, how do we move together forward as a community, and all of that, they put it in movement.
Oh my God.
And so that's, for me, one of the most powerful ways that we have in the company, like working with communities, like tools that we can give them so they can essentially take ownership and create their stories to move forward together.
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, for me, when I just kind of go deep into this, I guess, a little bit. So when we think of the word community, we cannot write the word community without the word unity.
Yeah.
And we cannot have unity if we don't work together. And we cannot work together if we are not connected. And we cannot be connected if we don't have the catalyst that kind of puts all these domino effects into action. And it's a 4-letter word. Who can think of this 4-letter word that I'm thinking about?
It's not that 4-letter word, don't you say it.
It's a 4-letter word that is the catalyst of everything else that I just mentioned, that brings us to building community. Anybody want to take a guess of the word that I'm thinking about? Love. Yeah. I guess I would say life comes from love, so that's why love is the #1 word for me. And when I think about that word, again, it just triggers everything else that leads us to building a community. Whether it's in dance, whether it's in just any kind of anything else that we do in our lives. In our case, through dance is how we, as Mar mentioned, is how we express ourselves. So it's also for me right now, this is a kind of a rare opportunity to be able to use actual words to express something that normally we do in movement. So I think that's to me how I kind of reflect on all of this, and how I'm just, right now I'm pretty excited to be here with both of you and be able to talk about this, because, we're building community right now. We're sharing this space with everybody that's here, and we're just in the space of love. And as you shared about your dad, again, our heart is with you, because I know he loved you. I'm sure he did, and we could tell that you love him. So
I drove him nuts. I drove him crazy, but he did show his love to me. It's funny because all we have right now in terms of questions is, how have you all accomplished so much already at such young ages? I am 38 years old. That's not that young. I'm pushing.
And I'm 43. Oh, we have a question.
Wait, is that Cito?
If the question was how
Cito
we were.
right there?
Please bring your questions because I have many. But would you talk about the first time, maybe as a child, you found movement, like intentional movement? Was there a point? Was there a song? I did it with my family, and they kept telling me that I kept sticking my butt out, not on purpose. They were teaching me to dance salsa. I was not good at it. I was 11. It was my aunt that noted that you should not, that your frame should be better, whatever. That was me. What was it? What was it like for you guys?
Okay, I guess I'll go first. For me, it's funny because we were having this conversation literally backstage about how I actually first came in contact with music before I got into dance. And not that I'm not a musician by any means, but music has always been part of my life, and it's what's driven me to eventually dance. I started listening to music when I was maybe 7, 8 years old, and like in a lot of Latin American countries, if you're at a party, music is involved.
Total.
And there's music, dancing is involved. So you do it. So which is why you asked like when can you think of like when did it happen intentionally?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I can answer that because it just happened like just naturally, and then later, I would say maybe I'm gonna fast forward to probably 1995. That was the year where I was already in this country, and I joined the Colombian folk dance company, and part of that is because I felt it was important for me to stay connected to my roots, to my Colombian roots. So I then started performing and being part of this Colombian folk dance group, Bajucol, by the way.
What kind of dancing? ¿Qué tipo de baile colombiano? Like what?
La cumbia, bambucos, mapalé, a lot of folkloric dances. Amazing. And then we somehow we got salsa in there, because even though salsa is universal at this point, it is part of our culture in Colombia as well. But the group was specifically focused on Colombian folk dancing. So, what about you, Marsha?
Bueno, so I wanted to. I'm gonna get there, but first I feel like really I feel Spirit is telling me there's something I missed.
Please.
In the previous question, and what brings together like the power of dance and community coming together. With Jorge's presentation, he talked about bomba, and that I just want to touch upon that just again on our ancestors in the plantation in Puerto Rico, right? In Boriquen, coming together from all these different communities in Africa, like not knowing each other's languages and having dance be the way to communicate with one another, to organize, to revolt, and to create kinship with the indigenous peoples, with Taino. So that is incredibly powerful, and we carry that legacy today. I'm still very proud of it as Boricua people. And interestingly enough, for me, dance was always knocking on my door, or my body, I would say. I grew up very Christian. And no shade on Christian people right now, but the situation is that I was forbidden to dance. We could not dance. It was considered sinful. You couldn't really move your body because that was, ¿cómo se dice? Lujurioso.
Total.
I don't know how to translate that because I learned it in Spanish.
Yes, I know. Eso. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was sexual, right? And so it was forbidden to dance. But at the same time, it was everywhere, right? So I would go out, I would go to family parties on my father's side, and everybody was dancing, and trova, and plena, and bomba, like everybody was dancing. Even if my mother was trying to pull me away, it was always there. And then I'm gonna confess that I would watch a lot of MTV videos. And I would memorize the choreography.
Okay, but who?
I would, Janet Jackson, Paula Abdul.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, and so I would memorize them and practice the choreography in my room and have that was part of my
In secret?
Yes.
When no one else knew you were doing it?
Yes.
Did she ever catch you?
I don't think so. No, it was my own world. I created my own world.
when did you find dance? When did you publicly tell the world, when did you tell her, I'm a dancer, Ma?
That's an emotional question for me. Well, well, when I went to college, I think I was more open about taking dance classes in the university, and then when I went to move to New York and I became like a professional dancer in New York, then she's now one of my biggest supporters. Yeah, so now she really got behind me. She thought of me she saw it as something very serious, that I took it seriously. It really is like my way of life. So she came around.
Also, she's a stunning dancer, and you will be able to see it after this, right downstairs. We're all gonna go there, and we're all gonna watch. I'm very disappointed in this audience. I have no questions here, and it's not because you're not curious, it's just because you don't want to use that. So send me something, because we literally have, Viste. See, there you go. See, please send me things. Also, I think, Johnny, there are pictures here of your work.
Yeah, we can go through some of the pictures.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Oh, there we go. It's people, not people dancing, but people coming together as a community. And this is what, as the title says, Level 1 Salsa. I mean, I think that's important because it's how people that have never been exposed to music or dance, especially being here, there's a lot of people in my classes that are non-Latinos.
Yeah.
And I think it gives an opportunity for somebody to discover something that they didn't really know they needed in their lives. Because dance is something that brings people together. Mm-hmm. And once you discover it, you have this just joy that you experience that it automatically becomes part of your life. A lot of people, once they start dancing with us, we say, they get bitten by the salsa bug, and then they just continue to explore it because you start to, and for me, in this case, being as an instructor is one of the most gratifying things is when you see someone like the light bulb go on when they realize that they learned something and they enjoyed it because you can see it in their smiles. That's the most gratifying thing that you can probably experience as a dance instructor. So that's this picture speaks to that. I don't even know what comes up next, but here it is. Music is a passion that I have, as I told you, and that record it's this was part of an event we had at the end of this summer with the dance complex in Cambridge. It was a vinyl jam that we normally host indoors every month, but for this it was a special night. Everything aligned perfectly. We had great weather, and everybody came out just to dance. And in my case, with the records, is like I think it's just a great way to bring a little bit of history into our present.
Yeah.
In music, in a vinyl record, is just I think a special thing to do that. I mean, we can dance to recorded music and nowadays MP3 players and just we can listen to digital music. Pull our phones and you listen to music right away. True. But vinyl is a whole experience to just set the record down, put the needle on top, and then just start spinning. And
so as a dancer, as a DJ, if people here are trying to venture into the world of salsa, if that ocean is one that they want to explore, what would you tell them? Where would they begin? Where would they start? Do you have a favorite?
In terms of music-wise?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So many. Yeah. I mean, when I started, there's always the classics.
Yeah.
Héctor Lavoe, El Gran Combo. I'm sure anybody heard of Héctor Lavoe, El Gran Combo? Those are your classics.
Yeah.
Classic salsa artists that you want to definitely get to know.
Yeah.
I would say there, music-wise. And then, you can really go deep into musicians and artists that maybe recorded only once and people never heard of them.
Yeah.
More obscure, but that's when you really want to get into more of the music. So.
First
I
of
think
all,
there's more pictures. Let's see what else we have here. I don't know what's going on. Okay. This was at the Boston Salsa Fest.
This year?
This year.
Yeah.
So Boston Salsa Fest, an event we host once a year as well, and it's sort of like the biggest event of the year where people come together, not only from the Boston area, but throughout New England and even from other states, just come in and enjoy a weekend full of dancing, workshops, performances, social dancing, live music. So you experience everything salsa related under one roof over the course of a weekend. So you can see, it's just the energy. You can kind of feel the energy in the room of just everybody dancing, everybody maybe doing their own interpretation of the dance. But one of the most beautiful things I find in social dancing, or when you go out dancing and you're in a dance floor where you see people from all walks of life coming together, and it doesn't matter, your social status, your sexual orientation, your, educational background. We all just become the same. So it really just overcomes all the barriers that you can maybe think of. Is like all of that goes out the door.
Even with like gender of like leader and follower, like
Right,
that's
yeah.
changing.
Yeah,
Like,
that's changing.
yeah.
Because as we know historically, dancing or partner dancing was always between a man and a woman, and the man would always lead and the woman would always follow. And when you think of that, it's like, that's very...
I was always leading people on the dance floor.
She was a rebel the whole time. That's good. No, but yeah, so it's a beautiful thing to experience. And in this case, you can see it. Like, you don't know if this person's a doctor, if this person's a school teacher, if this person's a janitor, or whatever the case might be. So
They're all dancers.
they're all dancers. Yeah,
Yeah.
we all come together in one picture. And then this is school that I work. That's another facet in my life that I'm now part of. I work as a family liaison at Chelsea Public Schools, at the Hooks Elementary. So I mean, you start thinking like, wait a minute, that's like not even dance related, but it's all connected. It's all community. And as a family liaison, it's just bringing families together into the school, creating a welcoming environment for them to come and connect to their teachers and with each other, and having a space for the kids to also feel that they belong and be able to just be happy to come to school. So that's a fun event, the field day. And then this is Sumik's Walk for Music, and just really celebrating the fact that music brings people together. And for the case of Sumix is how music empowers our youth to believe in themselves, to explore music, the arts, creative technology, just to build a better future for themselves. And here's me dancing with people, I guess. And the reason I do all of this, and at the core of all of this, I said that the word love, and this is at the heart of it all. These three right here.
Oh.
That's my family. Those are my two boys and my wife. Yeah.
I love it.
So, and that's the reason why I do everything that I do. And it's almost like I have, and now that I'm 43, yes, I'm an old man. I can say that now. You start to reflect and you realize that, or I realize that everything that I'm doing has to align in my purpose. Yeah. And I feel like, I sort of kind of created this formula for myself. And an easy formula to remember is the 5 E's. Mm-hmm. Everything that I have to do has to involve something where I'm allowed to express myself, an opportunity to educate myself and others, to entertain, to explore, and to empower. So that kind of something that it's at the core of everything that I do. So, yeah.
Beautiful.
They didn't let us down. We have like 10 minutes. We have to get through like 20 questions.
Oh, we got questions now?
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you very much. I appreciate y'all. Mar, this is a great question. Can you tell us more about how the Taino culture ties into your work today?
You know who asked that question, too,
Oh,
right?
yes.
It was planted.
Yes. So it's I don't know why I'm feeling so much today. So much. It's like there's ¿cómo se dice? Vibración.
Total. Yeah, vibrations.
Yeah. So our Taino people. Who knows anything about Taino people in the audience? You know who Taino people are?
Gente, sí.
I will, because there are some folks that don't know, and I want to I know, I see you, I see y'all.
I don't see anybody, to be honest.
So Taino people are the indigenous peoples of some of the Caribbean. And I'm from Boriquen, from Puerto Rico. And the Taino people are the first peoples in Puerto Rico. And also, we are the first peoples to be impacted by Christopher Columbus. So that was in 1493. And so back in the day, when I was a little girl, the myth that they taught us was that we were extinct, that we didn't exist, the Taino people, that we were exterminated, and somehow, I don't know how, it was the myth of erasure, right? They wanted to erase us. So one way of making you feel like, so I'm getting into the politics a little bit. So we are a colony of the United States still.
To this day.
To this day.
Yeah.
And so any colonial power, when they take over a country, they want them to not rebel because they want to take over them. They want to dominate the country. And so one of the tactics is to make you feel like you're going to learn from them. They have the knowledge. They have the skills. You don't really know who you are, and they're here to save you. And so one of the ways of doing that is saying, well, your people are all gone, and now this is who you are, and they give you this identity. I sometimes use the term Puerto Rican. I don't always use it because I feel like it was imposed as a way to not have us think deeply about who we really are. And so I'm going to fast forward to the work that I do today.
Yeah.
So we as Taino people are right now in a reclamation process of our language. I see you. Of our language, of our culture, naming. I have to speak about myself more than like in the dance first, because I'm the creator of the movements. So even like a short anecdote of my father, he was an Afro-Indigenous man from El Campo. He grew up in a sugarcane plantation. He was one of 19 children that worked in the sugarcane, cutting cane. And all the words that he always used to describe his childhood and his upbringing were Taino indigenous words. They were indigenous ways of life. But he would never say, yes, as Taino people, this is what we do. He would say, this is like what Puerto Rican people do. And so that link was missing. But then as an older person now, when I'm with my Hiwayagua, I'm going to give a shout out to the Hiwayagua people. I have my brother Cito here with me. We are really educating one another and strengthening our cultural knowledge. And so I'm going back to my dad's narratives. He would tell me that his job when he was little was to sweep the batey, which batey is the space of like gathering for Taino people. Or they were 19 children sleeping in hammocks, one stacked on top of the other. That's how they grew up. They didn't have mattresses. So these are all like, hamaca is a Taino word. So these are all like indigenous ways that I grew up with, but I didn't really know the true origin. And so now in my, because I live in the United States, I live in Massachusetts, in Boston, I am very connected with indigenous tribes here. And so part of the coming home for me is through also in relationship with the Massachusetts, Nipmuc, and Wampanoag people, learning from one another. They are very supportive of my journey as well. I work with the Aquinnah Wampanoag people right now and telling their story. And as people from the Aquinnah, from Martha's Vineyard, they are located in Martha's Vineyard, as island people and Boricua people, we find a lot of affinity in our relationship to the mainland, on being like an afterthought, and there's a lot of themes that overlap. So it is my next project, which I have mentioned to some of our members of the Taino group, is to do the story of our Taino people, but through dance theater.
Oh, I'm very excited about this. And do you want to talk about the one you did recently with the one you just mentioned to me?
Yes, so in the past 6 years, I've been working with the Aquinnah Wampanoag people. They are located in Martha's Vineyard in the far west, sorry,
Yeah.
and they were pushed into the smallest part of the island. My company got invited to do a work in Martha's Vineyard through an organization called The Yard. And during that residency, we focused on the impact of colonization in our peoples. And in my company, we have people from Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Mexico, Spain, and we all, for 2 weeks, we worked that through our bodies, and then we did a presentation. And an elder from their tribe came to see the show, and she said, that could have been our story. Can you help us tell our story? Mm-hmm. And so they invited my company to go and work with them. And so for 6 years, we've been working with them, telling their stories of, from their origin stories onto what does it mean to be Native to them, today for them, and the struggles, the impact of colonialism and all that. And we've been touring that work for the past year. It's called Asnupumakaman, which means we still dance.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Marsha. So there are a ton of questions that we unfortunately can't get to because I have to have you actually enjoy the dancers that are here, the performances that are happening. There are questions here about musicality. Do you need it to dance? There are questions here about whether you would be the artist you are if dance had not been so private for you. Everybody wants to know your favorite Hector Lavoe song.
Oh.
And why salsa, which, I mean, why, come on. Like,
why not?
We all know why salsa, come on. Can you recommend practice or routines or exercises outside of regular class to enhance salsa? So I would invite you all to just come downstairs, talk to us, observe the dances, have a drink, and just realize I think the energy, the vibrations you're talking about started with the drums and with the bringing of the ancestors into the room in a way that like dance and music only does, right? And so we connect with the past and the present, and it goes against all the other stuff that's happening in the world that I have to sort of address because you have to address it. Mm-hmm. What's happening in Israel and Palestine has to be said. Yeah. And I can't do this work without acknowledging that. Mm-hmm. I will end with another poem. It's very short. It's by Mary Oliver. She is from here. And she just said, just to be alive. This is a line from her poem, actually. Just to be alive on this fresh morning in this broken world. Thank you for coming. Thank you for having us.
Te bloqueé de Insta, pero